Hello and welcome to Earthfile. I'm Chimezie Obi Iwagu, standing in for your regular host, Ayola Kasim. Thank you for joining us on today's edition. The federal government of Nigeria says about 2.98 billion naira is needed to curb the armyworm infestation of farmlands across the country. The Federal Ministry of Agriculture put the nation's maize output at 10.5 million tons, but the demand needed nationwide was 15.5 million tons, reflecting a national demand gap of 5 million tons. Kwara State is one of the states that has experienced armyworm infestation on their farmlands. Experts suggest that the use and spraying of organic and inorganic chemicals to stamp out the pest infestation is the best way to stop more maize from being destroyed. We will also look at the impact of this disease on food production in the country.
Kwara State in Nigeria's north-central region has a population of over 4 million people. The state is blessed with vast arable land, suitable for agriculture, a very viable alternative for economic diversification. Over the years, the country has continued to import food items from other parts of the world. We visited the Department of Agronomy, Faculty of Agriculture, University of Ilorin, Kwara State, where Professor Olaoye Gbadebo explains the state's ecology and topography.
Kwara State is part of the Southern Guinea Savannah ecology of Nigeria, and it has a high potential for getting those crops bumper harvest. And in terms of varieties, year in, year out, we have new varieties of maize that can yield between a minimum of over 3 tons in farmers' field, depending on whether it is the one that we call open pollinated variety, or we have hybrids that will yield as much as 4 to 5 tons per hectare on the farmers' field.
In the state, our soils are good for planting rice. There are areas in Kwara State where rice is grown, in Patiji, Lafiaji side. There are soils in Kwara State that are good for yam growing. There are those that are good for cassava, those good for soybean or cowpea. But essentially, so this soil type make it possible for us to grow different types of crops. So we have more than 5 popular crops that will grow in commercial quantity in Kwara State. One of them is maize, one of them is cassava, another one is soybean.
The impact of climate change has also been felt significantly in Kwara State, particularly the irregular rainfall patterns.
The major challenge when we talk about this global warming, farmers can face problems like changes in rainfall, changes in especially the time which rain falls. That is one of the major challenges related to global warming. So at times there could be upsurge of pests and diseases too. No matter what a farmer does, The problem of pest is something that always comes, whether they like it or not. And like I said, rain, unpredictable rainfall can also be a problem.
In terms of climate change, the rain has not been really constant and has been really unpredictable. But we have been able to always follow these procedures and be mindful of the weather forecast so that we can put these things in the right perspective and we won't have to have serious issues. There are some issues beyond human control, but that which we can control, we're trying to deal with it.
The challenge that we have in Kwara State or in the southern Benin Savannah has been that of unpredictable nature of our rainfall. I'll give you an example. For the first time since my over 30 years in this university, we couldn't establish our maize trials until about 3 weeks ago. Why? Because the rain just stopped, and if you plant without adequate moisture in the soil, your crop will not do well.